Ladies and gentlemen.
There it goes.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Basement Show. My name is 3X Rob. With me, of course, is MC Bubba. Crowd goes wild again. All right, sorry. We had to start the recording over. Rick Dyer, ladies and gentlemen. The man who shot Bigfoot, going to be on the show here in just a minute. Allegedly, yeah. The legend, allegedly. No, Rick Dyer shot Bigfoot.
I want to hear this.
So do I. I can't wait. I'm a Bigfoot fan.
And this is like the only interview he's going to do.
As far as I can tell, yeah. I mean, the big media hasn't, really discovered him like we have. So.
What he's supposed to be revealing.
The
world supposedly
to the world officially, like I think the beginning of the year. Actually, the site says no further word. We'll get back to you, kind of thing. Yeah. No further comment, even. So maybe I can't believe he said yes to this interview.
So
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. So okay.
Like I said,
quickly, with the story, as far as I know, is he was out in the woods and he was with a documentary crew filming a movie called Shooting Bigfoot. This is somebody trying to call in, probably.
No.
No. Okay. Good. All right. Please hold off on calls for just a little bit. Give us some time to talk to Rick first, and then we'll take your calls. Please. We didn't mean to get started this late. I apologize. So Rick Dyer, filming a documentary called Shooting Bigfoot. He's the star of it. Also, Rick is the star of the movie, pretty much. And they're out filming in the woods, and then they all go to bed, and they put some ribs and they hung them up in some trees. And this is at
where was it?
It's behind a hardware store in Texas, I believe. Yeah, I believe.
Do we know what part of Texas?
No, I'm not positive, but I think it's behind a Lowe's actually. There were some ribs, and they put ribs in the trees that they got from Walmart, and so that night they saw Bigfoot grab the ribs, and Rick took a phone video inside the tent through the flaps where they're all grainy, of Bigfoot out there standing, of this Bigfoot out there standing. Looking right at him, and you hear him get his nerve up, and he grabs his gun, and he puts his phone down, and he runs out, and I guess it was gone. So then Rick goes to the Walmart and buys $250 worth of ribs more that night. Then they're ready that night, and they hang them up in the tree again. They all go to bed. They wake up, and all shit hits the fan, basically. Rick goes running out. It looks like to me. I've seen it. I've seen the end of it. Rick goes running out with the gun in his hand pretty much, and you hear some shots fired, and then all of a sudden something rushes the camera, knocks over the cameraman. It's hairy. It looks like Bigfoot to me, and it hits the director too and messes him up, and then it fades to black.
To where the director had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, and it's one of these Blair Witch type endings because they go from there to him in the hospital, to the director in the hospital going, I don't know what happened.
Now, just so everyone's clear, this is a movie, but
it's a documentary.
It's supposed to be. It really did happen.
Yeah, well, this is this filmmaker dude, this respected documentary guy, decided, he's always been interested in Bigfoot since he was a kid, just like me, just like everybody, and he decided to find out what makes these men tick. Basically, so he followed around 4 different Bigfoot adventurers, and one of them being Rick Dyer, one of the greatest trackers in the world, basically. That's your phone? So, we're going to talk to Rick here in just a couple of minutes live here. We've already talked to Tim from BigfootTracker.com, and we're pretty much ready for Rick whenever he's ready to call in. So, Rick runs out. Rick, though, he fired off some shots, and he claims he shot Bigfoot. They have footage of him loading up the Bigfoot into a back of a truck.
I wish we actually had the video to play.
Well, that costs $139, and that's if you. I think now they upped it to $199 because it's getting closer to the beginning of the year and the reveal. So, but Rick's going to go on tour.
So why up the price?
Would the body?
I think he would sell more if he would lower the price. He actually might get to his goal quicker.
Well, when he sells 100 copies, he's going to release it. All right, this may be Rick now, so hopefully everybody can hear well in the chat room. I'm going to read your answers too in the chat room. Hello, Basement Show. Mr. Dyer. We're pretty much just going live with you, Rick. I said we wouldn't be live at first, but we're just going live. If it's okay with you, buddy.
No, keep here.
Hold on, buddy. Let me fix something here.
Okay.
All right, we're good. Go ahead,
That's
buddy.
a little better. And there's a knock up at the door.
We got to stop that. Hey, go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry, buddy.
So we were going to go live?
Yeah, we're pretty much live now, brother.
Okay. What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm sorry. We're for the weird intro there, but we're good now. How we doing, Rick?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. You?
Real good, brother. It's really a pleasure to have you on the show. We really appreciate you doing this, man.
That's no problem, brother. But there's a lot of stuff that you got wrong, though.
Well, okay, that's awesome that we can have you on here to, correct a lot of stuff. I have studied, your career kind of, and I know a lot about, the whole situation from, I've watched you real close. That's what I'm saying. So that was definitely a fast version of it, though, because we were kind of pressed for time. So, your life must be crazy right now, huh?
My life is super crazy, brother.
I bet. Are you getting excited for the big tour or what?
The tour is going to be awesome. The press conference is going to be December 12th.
Oh.
Excuse me, December 15th, and our party is going to be December 12th.
Okay, and that's going to be like a pay-per-view event on the internet, right?
Yes, that's going to be a pay-per-view event on the internet on the 12th, and the press conference is going to be on the 15th, where the body's going to be released, but the body's going to be shown on the 12th.
That's incredible. What? It's going to be shown on the 12th of January?
Of December.
Of December, okay. So, wow, that is incredible news. So, I mean, you haven't even said that on your website yet, have you?
Well, we have a couple of different websites. We have BigfootToday.com and BigfootTracker.com. They should both be on the website. I don't run the website, but they should both have the announcement on the website. Okay,
great. If people could throw that up in the chat room, both those links, we'd really appreciate that for all the slow people. So, wow, Rick, man, there's so many questions, and we're going to also take a few calls if that's okay with you.
Oh, that's great.
So, what did I get wrong? First of all, let's correct that. So, for the record.
Well, to start off, the Steve Calls incident, where guys came to Los Angeles. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we hear you. Somebody's in the chat room saying the audio's gone, but don't worry about it. We're fine.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened was this guy named Steve Calls. He is supposed to be the Sasquatch detective, and since last October, he has been just bad mouthing me left and right. He could not find no proof that this was a hoax or I was hoaxing. and he got really mad about that. So he started bringing my personal life in. He started posting pictures of my house. He started to make up lies and take a little bit of the truth and blow it up into a complete lie. And he has went on record saying, hey, this guy don't have nothing. I guarantee it. We're going to stop talking about it. I just busted the hoax, and that's it. Well, he said it about 100 times. And we're all the way where I said, hey, I have a baby Bigfoot. It's just the most ridiculous story I could think of in my head.
You know, I didn't get to that part, Rick, because I wasn't sure of what quite happened there, so I'm glad you're talking about that.
Oh, I heard this last week on your show. That's the very last.
Oh, okay. You still with us, Rick? I'm sorry. I thought we might have lost you for a second.
So I really got pissed, and I said, well, look at all these haters that says 100%. They don't believe me. 100% this and 100% that. Even though Rick Dyer gave them more evidence of Bigfoot than anyone ever has in Bigfoot history.
You're right.
I gave them I gave them shooting Bigfoot, the film, and I gave them 5 witnesses that saw the body, and a couple is like super duper credible. And so I said, look, well, I'm going to invite these douchebags out. And sure enough, these people that don't believe me, 100% thinks I'm a fraud, 100% this, these stupid asses jump on an airplane, ride 6,000 miles back and forth, and one drives 2,000 miles or 4,000 miles back and forth. Drives. Come and see a baby Bigfoot that crawls up in my arm. These are the same guys who don't believe me.
Right. So
100%.
So that's where it gets, I think, confusing maybe for some people that are, just tuning into the story. So, but when it came to, tricking these haters, the baby Bigfoot, the female Bigfoot, it being two sexes, and the slits in the nose, you said, or the face, so that's all not true, correct?
That is all not true. I made up the most ridiculous story that I could possibly make just to make these haters look like a fool.
Well, it worked. I mean, on all the Bigfoot websites, they were all posting about what you said and taking it pretty serious. I can't believe the level of, animosity between the different Bigfoot groups, because, reading about you.
You think everyone would want to work together?
Yeah, and I mean, reading about you and researching about this, finding out really how jealous people are now, and especially if this what you've done now is the real deal, and now I can only imagine all the you better get some good security, you know what I mean?
Well,
and
also you think about several hundred people out looking for Bigfoot, and they all want to be the first one to actually.
They all want to be Rick Dyer, yeah. So, but
well,
go ahead, buddy.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I actually already hired a security team, and they're down here right now. Craig Phillips is the head of that, and my advisor is Andrew Clacy from Australia. He will be down here next month, and also my president Frank Calley will be down here in early December, and we're going to not. We're not going to give you a piece of meat and tell you to go test it. We're not going to give you another film. We're going to give you the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot so you can see it for your own self. And I cannot wait to see the faces of these haters. But back to the prank that I pulled on the haters. I also had a live stream going with my whole team when this was going on, and I had them on speakerphone and stuff, and I sent them to the Hollywood sign. I sent them to a hotel. I sent them all over Los Angeles. And then I told them the same day, I said, hey, you've been tracked on. And everybody just started to crack up, man. But this was never intended on being real to anyone else, because I told several people, I said, hey, don't pay any attention to this. Just go with the flow.
Yeah. Well, you did it, that's for sure. I mean, if there was some payback to be given to those people, because like I said, they were researching everything you said instantly and, you know, debating it, and they took it seriously. So, all right, so now
Well, I got one question, bro.
You got to get close to the phone for them to hear you a little bit, Bubba.
Well, ask me what to do.
Sure.
Can you hear me also?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
Okay. Is there anything you could say, like right at the moment, that would make me or some of the others absolutely believe there is a Bigfoot body in for real?
Well, that's the beauty of it. Dyer has never asked anyone to believe me. I have never asked anyone to believe me. I'm just asking people to wait until December 12th, and the proof is going to be there. Like, people want me to see, when I didn't release anything, people says, hey, release this, just release this, just release that. So I released that. And then people just bashed the shit out of me. And then they said, well, you wasn't even in the BBC films, and you wasn't even filmed by this famous director. And then when they found out I was in the film, I was a star of the film, and they found out that I was filmed by this famous director, they started to hate on that. And everything that I released to the Bigfoot community does absolutely no good. So I'm going to wait to release anything else until the body is right in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, I can, you know, understand somewhat people having, you know, an issue with accepting you right back after, you know, the initial thing that happened with you, you know, with the first, you know, hoax. But I mean, we, you know, you have people make mistakes, and like us.
No, it wasn't a mistake.
And well, and us as a crew, we believe you, and we're, you know, we think it.
I definitely want to believe it. I mean,
I think we're, you know, giving you a chance to tell your part of it, you know.
I think a person would be closed-minded to believe that Bigfoots do not exist.
Oh yeah.
When there's been so much evidence.
There's something out there. How have you funded this? You know, I mean, not funded, but not to get too personal or anything like that, Rick. But like, to become and be a Bigfoot tracker your whole life, how do you, I mean, pay for all these extravagant, you know, adventures and still be, you know, a normal guy and pay your bills and stuff like that, you know?
Well, that's kind of a lengthy answer, but I wanted to get to the 08 hoax. You said that I regretted it or something. I said I do not regret the 2008 hoax. If it was 2008 again, I would definitely do it again.
Right.
Because it wouldn't. And everybody's a hoaxer in the Bigfoot community. I just got famous because of that hoax,
right.
And my name got out there. And I would definitely do it again with no problem. If it was 2008, because I wouldn't be where I am now.
Hey.
Because that brought me the investors.
Hey, you were on CNN, brother. You know.
I was on CNN, Al Jazeera, the quote of the month for Time magazine. I had my picture in Time. That is awesome. But that's where the investors came from, man. I did not believe in Bigfoot when a certain investor came to me. I did not believe in him, but he was willing to fund me. So I started believing in him just so he would fund me. But did he really believe in Bigfoot till September 6th of 2012? We have went on 91 expeditions now, all over the world, from Russia to China to Mexico.
Wow.
And everybody knows this. We have been on more expeditions than anybody, but they only report, the Bigfoot community only reports the negative thing. Because I was on a 36-city Bigfoot tour in 2011, and my motorhome caught fire in Orlando, Florida, and stopped traffic for 4 hours, was a top story on the news. and they never, and the news said, hey, he was on a 36-city Bigfoot tour, but all the Bigfoot community was saying, ha, 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 his motorhome burned up while on vacation. But they never give me any credit of what I do for the Bigfoot world. So that's why I started my own community.
Well, I want to praise you just for doing it, because if there's Bigfoot out there, damn it, I want to know about it.
Yeah, I mean.
So I do want to praise all your hard work and what you do. I know it's not always a picnic.
I bet. Yeah, me too, man. You're right. It's a hell of a job. So let's talk about. Can we talk about the end of the movie, Rick? And
Absolutely.
all right, and what we saw. So,
Well, what you saw.
Hold on, let me say something real quick too. People in the chat room, we will kick you out. So everybody, just relax and be cool in there, please. You know, and if you have questions, put them up. We'll ask Rick. So, but have some respect in there, because we will boot your ass out real fast. All right. So calm down in there, please. Thank you. All right. So the night, you know, I'll tell you, you know, I gotta be honest with you. I snagged it off YouTube, and I saw it one time, and then I went to search for it again, and it wasn't there. So they were on that pretty fast and took it down. But I did catch the end of the movie one time, Rick, so I mean, take us through it. I guess, you know, you from the point where, you know, I've already told the viewers the story that, you know, you went to Walmart again. You bought the $250 worth of ribs. Did you cook them or not?
I didn't cook them. I just put them over the fire for like 2 seconds to get the smell going.
See, I told
we don't
you,
want to give away. That's like the Bigfoot barbecue recipe there. You know, it's kind of a secret.
I told you
Bigfoot
would prefer it raw, because they gonna eat animals out that are raw
Bubba said
anyway.
he thought it should be raw, yeah, but you gave it a little burn and a little singe, and so there you go, Rick. There's like your Bigfoot book, barbecue recipe book. There you go, bam. Secret recipes from Rick Dyer. All right, so you put a little singe on him, you nail him to the tree, everybody goes to bed, you wake up, you know, and what happened from there? If you want to just walk through it for everybody, one good time for anyone who has never heard the story. And, you know, I don't know,
Okay.
You've told it yourself once or twice, but, you know, just go for it.
Okay. Well, Ian Morgan Matthews, he is the director for Manual Films. He was doing a documentary for the BBC called Man of Monsters. And we started that in 2009, and he followed like 8 or 9 groups all over the world. But evidently he found me interested, and he found the groups in America interesting or the most nutty. And this started back in '09, and he came to visit us 4 times. And I have once in Orlando, in Oklahoma, Atlanta, Texas, Vegas, and then again in Texas. So 5 times he filmed, and he was making this documentary, and he called me for the last time and said, "Hey, you have any expeditions planned?" I said, "Okay, yeah, I can plan one." So he said, "Well, how about let's go to San Antonio, because that's where last time we had that good interview with the homeless guy, or the homeless couple that actually saw the Bigfoot carry a deer carcass across the road and called 911. I was the only person that found them in the woods. 4 other Bigfoot trackers tried to go down there and find these people and interview them. They couldn't. I found them in 1 hour. So we were basically going back to try to find them again, and spent 10 days in the woods there. And when we got there, and then after that, we were supposed to go to North California for another 10-day expedition. So we got there, we interviewed some homeless guys, and one guy said, "Hey, if y'all stay here, then I'm sure that you'll see the Bigfoot." And Morgan Matthews is a British prick. I don't want to stay with a bunch of homeless guys. And I said, "Well, that's where he said that we will see a Bigfoot, so I'm staying." So he said, "Okay, well, we'll stay." So his assistant went and got a hotel room because they wouldn't stay there. So we went deep in the woods there, and we camped out, for 6 days. On the 6th day, September 6th, before that, the big ribs. The first time I went to get ribs, I only got 2 racks. And I nailed one to a tree, and I flipped one over the tree. And we went to bed, and I woke up to bone-crunching noises. And when I looked up, I saw Bigfoot there eating the ribs off the side of the tree. And then I'm like, "Holy fuck!" and I was like, "Holy, man, it was so scary." So I picked up my cell phone and I started to film. I had my rifle there, but I was terrified, bro. I was terrified.
Oh, I could hear you. I could hear you breathing, in the video, and you could tell, you were getting your kind of your adrenaline going. You were getting ready to make a move. You could tell, and you were like, "Here we go,"
So what I did was I stepped out. I didn't even grab the gun at that time. I just stepped out of the tent, and Bigfoot looked directly at me and Morgan Matthews, and we were dumbfounded. Because remember, I really didn't think Bigfoot exists, but I wanted to look good for the camera, man. I wanted to keep having the money come in, the investors and stuff.
Right.
But I was always ready, though, in case something did happen. I always carried a loaded 30-06.
Well, how far away from Bigfoot was you?
I was maybe 15, 20 foot away. And he grabbed the ribs off the side of the tree and nonchalantly walked off like we was nobody, like he wasn't scared of nothing.
He was crunching on the ribs. He was just crunching them.
He was crunching them.
Wow.
Crunching them. So Morgan is like, cause he was 110% non-believer. He was like the most non-believer, and you can see the smirk in his face when he's asking you a question and stuff like, "Oh, Rick, so how do you get a certification to be a master tracker?" Like shit like that. And I say, "Well, how do you get a certification of being an asshole filmmaker?"
So he's just sort of these smarmy kind of, oh, I know everything, guys, and yeah. Go ahead.
Exactly. So he's the one that said, "Let's go back to Walmart." I said, "Oh, hell yeah, we got to now." So that's when he bought, it was either $250 or $300 of ribs, and the whole buggy was full. So the whole buggy was full. So we got some big bags, we double, triple bagged them, and we carried them back into the woods. And we nailed them all over the place, all around the tent.
Yeah. Did you cook any of those first, or singe them at all?
Yes, some we singed, and the rest we just hung up.
Don't give out any, secret recipes like spices or nothing, because you got to save those for your book.
Now, what the people at Walmart say when you were buying all them ribs?
Man, they really didn't say anything. They just stand them, and that's it.
And also, how surprised was you that he actually came back for a second night to the same spot?
Well, we had no idea. See, the reason he came back is this Bigfoot was immune to people living in the woods, because the homeless people have lived there for years and years and years. So he got immune to the people in the woods. That's the only reason we was able to shoot and kill one.
So Hank was a lazy Bigfoot, and then he was like I mean, he helped himself like Yogi Bear to the picnic basket all around the homeless people, probably, basically, huh?
Exactly. He got to relax.
And also, Rick, I do another one real quick. Isn't it actually illegal in some places to shoot Bigfoot?
Yeah. What have you come across like legal ramifications from this? I mean,
there is zero legal ramifications because they think the Bigfoot is on the same lines as a tooth fairy or the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, but I actually thought I seen or read somewhere that there are certain places where they've still named it illegal to shoot a Bigfoot.
I believe that you read somewhere in New York State.
Yeah, or they were trying to pass something, or they've been trying to pass things all over, haven't they?
I believe they tried, or they failed, or they say, see, Bigfoot people, man, are full of shit. Like, if they say, hey, you can't kill anything that's not on the books, the Bigfoot people will twist this around and say the state of New York just said that they couldn't kill a Bigfoot. But if you call the state of Florida, the state of Texas, and I have these guys on recorder, and you ask them about a Bigfoot, and most of them says, just make sure it's not a human in a suit, but you can kill a Bigfoot and go right in.
Right. So, that
would have been fucked up if it would have been a human in a suit.
Right. Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the camp night. You're standing there with this smarmy director guy, and you both can't believe your eyes, and you grab your shotgun, and what happened then?
second time we saw him was
Right,
at
yeah.
night. The first time was in the morning.
Hey, can I say real fast too, Rick? Anybody who's a fan of the show or a fan of Rick, please post the link to in the chat room to the video of Rick in the tent video, please. We'd appreciate that for any new viewers or new listeners. So yeah, we just talked about that incident. Now you went to Walmart. You bought mountains of ribs. You put them, cooked them up, put some secret spices on them, and what then?
I went back in my tent. Morgan was back in his tent, and we waited for hours and hours and hours. We did not think that Bigfoot would come back.
Where were the cameras at?
We were everywhere. Everywhere. There's old GoPros, there's night vision, there's cameras everywhere, but I can't get into that right now because you don't see some of the footage on shooting Bigfoot.
Right.
That's for a little bit later down the road.
Right, you could tell that.
Well, we didn't go to sleep, of course, because you're definitely not going to go to sleep with a 8-foot tall monster walking around your tent.
I bet.
So
Is that how tall he was? 8 foot?
we waited, and then I heard some footsteps, and then I looked out the tent, and I saw Bigfoot walking towards the rib. That's when I got out. I got Morgan out, and that's where you start to see the footage of him following me through the woods, and he kept asking me questions and stuff, and I'm like, we are constantly fighting the whole movie because he don't like stuff and I don't like stuff what he does, and it just don't shoot him, like what the hell are we here for?
Right.
But we walked through the woods, and I'm standing because I got a light attached to my gun, and then I see him, I shoot him, and I know it hits him because as soon as it hit him, he took off. Morgan tried to grab my gun when I shot him, so I elbowed him in the face.
Wow.
And I took off, and I shot him again. And then the next thing that I know, no, excuse me, I shot him again when he was at the right after he attacked Morgan Matthews.
He came running at you?
No, he came running at Morgan Matthews.
Right.
Because it's like a triangle. Like, I shot him once, and we went in a triangle. And I saw or heard more Morgan screaming, and his camera light going crazy, like going up and down, like something was running at him.
And that's what you see. You see that in the movie, actually, right?
Right. And then after he knocks him over, I shoot him again.
Wow.
And then he runs off. And Morgan was really upset, so I went there and I helped him back to the tent, but I wanted to see the footage. And that's why you hear me say, let me see the tape, let me see the tape. I had no idea that Bigfoot was laying there dying 20 foot away.
Wow.
And so I saw the tape, and we said, oh no, that is definitely not a human, because he's in another country and I'm in the middle of the woods, and I just shot something that walks up like a man. So you were never 100% sure.
Yeah.
So So after that, me and Morgan goes through the woods trying to find this thing. And we come across him 20 foot behind our tent, laying there, barely breathing.
Why'd he stop filming at that point?
He didn't stop filming.
All right. Yeah. All right. Little teaser there. All right. So go ahead.
He didn't stop. And then he was barely breathing, and I started to touch him to make sure that, this ain't nobody in a suit.
Right. Oh my God! I bet that was terrifying.
Once I concluded it's nobody in a suit, I put the gun to the head and I did the fatal blow. I put him out of his misery.
Wow. Wow.
Now, did you say he was 8 foot tall?
He's over 8 foot tall, and he was over 800 pounds.
So he was like really big, muscular, not some scrawny thing, right? Obviously.
He's muscular, and he is nothing like all the fake bullshit you see all over the Bigfoot world.
Wow.
Fake. This looks nothing like anything that you have seen because this is a real one. This ain't a fake one like everybody else posts.
Is there a way you could kind of describe it?
It's 8 foot 8 inches tall, 800 pounds. It's huge. It's if I was going to say there's a picture that I have that someone did a drawing of the Bigfoot that I have described, and they got it pretty close. It's called Bigfoot 2013. It is a amazing drawing from a person that hasn't seen this Bigfoot, and he has almost got it right on.
Wow.
Does it look? I'm sorry.
I will post it in your Facebook page along with the 10 video, if that's okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. So
now, did it actually kind of look like a monkey of some sort, ape, like people think, or not?
It looks more human than an ape. It looks like a Andre the Giant slash gorilla. And that walks straight.
What color was it actually?
It's reddish brown with a little bit of gray. It's really multicolored. It's just an amazing. It's just amazing, man.
Pretty much completely covered in fur.
It is completely covered. It has some. We had to shave a lot, and I said I had nothing to do with it. It's the scientists and the biologists that did the all autopsy and stuff, and they had to shave some places, and you have a big wide scar on the chest of the Bigfoot. We're actually going to go on tour, and we're going to have the heart and lungs in a jar that's going to be on display. And we're actually still looking for sponsors for the tour because no one really believes this until you have concrete proof, and that concrete proof is not going to come until December 12th, the tour time.
Right.
Well, we're gonna try to post this all over YouTube for you, so we'll try to get the word out there about that for you. Rick needs sponsors. Get a hold of them, people.
To me, it's kind of the same thing as aliens. It's hard to believe that they're actually out there until you actually see one. But then you'd be closed-minded to believe that one doesn't exist somewhere.
Well, there's a lot more videos of of UFOs than there are
Well,
of Bigfoot.
but also
too.
with
There
Bigfoot
are.
though, and every time it's just a video, there's going to be people that don't believe.
Let me ask
When you actually have the thing right in front of you.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Rick. Without being too sad or morose about this or anything, I mean, you talked about later on that you actually kind of regretted doing it. Not regretted, but that you wouldn't do it again. I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, it was it was some kind of a living being, right? Especially you're saying it was more humanoid. I mean, do you feel bad about it, or I mean, I don't know. I guess that's getting personal, but
I have good days, man, and I have bad days.
I bet.
About me doing it again, I would definitely do it again because Bigfoot needs to come out because everybody treats Bigfoot like a mystical creature. I even did. I was even like I can remember being on an expedition and sitting around a campfire, and all these people are telling their stories, and I can remember thinking, holy shit, what a bunch of nuts.
Well, I don't know, but if it was me, I don't care whether it was Bigfoot or anything. I'm sitting out in the woods and something attacks me, I'm killing it. It's save my own life or the people that's with me's life. But
yeah, I don't know if we could use the Tyrone, what's his name, Trayvon, self-defense rule here or whatever. What's that rule? No, but wow. So okay, so how come? I mean, at that point, you have to decide to yourself. Am I going to call the sheriff? Am I going to call the police? Am I going to call the FBI? Am I going to call the feds or the UN or the national security or how are you able to just keep it to yourself and not have like SHIELD agents show up or something? And then now, though, you say, though, it's not in your control exactly. I know you probably can't explain a lot of it, and I know you have sponsors, but how come you don't have any real control over it now? And, and tell us what happened at that point. Where, that was the point where you could have taken it home, put it in your garage, and locked that sucker up. And, but what happened there?
Well, right this second, I don't have no sponsors right this second, and I will explain why. But as far as that goes, I knew that it was a chance that it may be taken. So I called my investor, and he immediately sent some people down on one of his private jets, and he had some people drive another film crew. That's when Morgan Matthews departed, and Morgan Matthews was really shook up, like he was shook up really bad. But when the other film crew got down here, and then guys with suits came trekking through the woods, and the homeless people helped us drag the body to a freezer truck we had rented.
Now, when you say the guys in suits, you mean your guys in suits?
Correct.
Okay, good. All right.
And we dragged the Bigfoot to the freezer truck, and I put down the lift gate, and we put the Bigfoot on the lift gate. And when we lifted the Bigfoot up, his hand was caught in the lift gate, and it chopped off his pinky. And so we pushed the Bigfoot in the truck. We closed it up. We turned the freezer on, and we decided to work to go there. And the investor said that he wanted to be 100% legal. He didn't want anyone to get in trouble, so we called the government. And a government agency said that they would meet us at a university. So we went to a certain university. We parked the truck there. The agent came on, and she was one hot-looking woman. I'll tell you that much. And,
nice.
came on with a a doctor or a scientist or whoever had that was taking the samples and stuff, and she walked around and she basically said, "Well, congratulations," and that is it.
Wow.
When you first called the government, did they think you was just full of shit, or did they actually take it
Yes.
seriously?
Yes, they. A lot of people says, "Oh, the government knows about Bigfoot and been protecting them and blah blah blah." I think that is all bullshit because it was just as surprised as I was.
I can't believe they just didn't like take over right then and just go, "Hey, you're done. We're taking the body.
And no,
See you later."
They no. For one, we had too many witnesses. The homeless people are no longer homeless, of course. That was there. Now, there's a lot of homeless people still there, but the ones that were directly involved are no longer homeless. So after that, we called a university. I lived in Vegas, so we found one in Vegas. Oh, shit. Yeah. I just
Wow.
played something by now.
Man, it's it's really incredible, man. I mean, congratulations. I know, too. It's worth so much money too. You must have really went, "Oh my God, I'm gonna just bank on this." Well, I mean, let's face it. I mean, the tour. I mean, you're gonna be a well-off man after this, aren't you? I think, man, definitely.
Well, that was the problem. They was like, I really had no contract with the investor or anything, and I got worried that he may just take the body and stuff. So what I did was hire an attorney,
Right.
and I get $9 million December 2014 when I return the body, because I get the body for 1 year starting December 1st.
Wow.
But since I went over his head and hired an attorney, because I wanted everything in writing, everything.
Nothing wrong with that.
And so he stopped giving me money. So that's why we have very little funds to start the tour. Once December 12th comes, we're going to have all kinds of investors, but we kind of wanted to plan ahead. So we need a motorhome, we need a couple other things, and we're going to get the motorhome wrapped, we're going to get the trailer wrapped. There's a lot of things that needs to be done before December 12th. So I really bit my hand off.
Well,
when I went.
I'll tell you what, Rick. I think, just my opinion, that when the ball gets rolling and you're ready to really announce this thing and show the world and do your thing, for one thing, I think the whole world will pick up on it pretty fast, and every sponsor and their mother will want to be on your ship, on your team then, I think, for sure. So I don't think it'll take long for you. And plus, man, if you do, the tour right, get the right managers, go to the right, why couldn't you do Leno and the, Today Show, and you should be doing all those rounds, you gotta make that 15 minutes of fame or whatever you want to call it, worth it, man. You got to hit it hard right then. I think you won't have too many problems.
Absolutely, man, and that's what we intend to do. Because, man, I'm not bragging or anything, but I am the best motherfucking Bigfoot tracker ever. And
we think so too, dude.
And you heard that right here on Basement Radio.
That's right. We really appreciate you coming on and telling your story here too, because as a researcher, going in there and looking, the whole story is somewhat all over the place, in so many videos. It's a big story to tell, so it was cool to have you here and kind of put it all in one package, sort of. You know what I mean?
I do
look back on it for you too.
I do got a couple.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I do got a couple more things real quick.
And also, let's go ahead and take calls, if that's okay with you, Rick. If anybody wants to call in now, what's your phone number? Let's give it out again. The
720
720
1317. Oh, area
The whole
code
thing,
217.
Start over.
Area code 217 720 1317.
If anybody wants to call in, ask Rick any questions, please call.
Now, Rick, me, like I said, I've always wanted to believe in Bigfoot, and I've always been a little bit of a skeptic because obviously I've never seen one myself. But I will say, listening to you has made me a little bit more, not as much of a skeptic, if you know what I'm saying. So I do appreciate you talking to us about this. Now, I'm still always going to be that little bit of a skeptic till I actually see the body. You know, it's just how I am.
I don't blame you. I would too.
But it's like I said, to me it compares to aliens. You know, I've never actually seen a real alien, but that don't mean they're out there. They're not out there. You know,
I've seen UFOs. I've seen UFOs 3 times. I've seen a fleet of UFOs. Never seen Bigfoot though. So
well, what people have asked me, you know, how do you know that Bigfoot's really out there? And I'm like, well, I don't. I said, but you know, they discover new species of animals and stuff all the time.
Yep. I see someone in the chat room put up the actual species name. Has it been named by the scientists and it officially has a name? They should have put like Rick in there somewhere, like Ricadiopus or something. You know what I mean? A Homo Ricadiopus or something. I don't know.
I don't know if they named it yet, but when the press conference happens, I'm sure they will share all the news, the scientific news, because I'm just an old country boy from Georgia, so I don't know any of that shit.
Well, do you know anything about the DNA at all? I mean, you know, have they...
I do know some stuff about the DNA, but I can't discuss that now.
All
right. Well, here you go. How do you know whether it's? I mean, are you sure it was male, not female?
Well, I am 100% positive that it is a male because he has a cock and balls.
All right.
So there's no transgendered thing going on or whatever?
No, there's no transgender thing, and Steve Coles won't have to come up and fly 4,000 miles to investigate.
Well,
what about
if it's male like that? Okay, then that tells me that there's obviously more of them out there because there would be a female somewhere.
Well, this one was really old. We guesstimate from 65 to 75 years old.
Wow. Really?
What makes you think he was old?
Well, I don't think that there's that many more out there. I do think there is more, but the thing is that people don't really look for Bigfoot. A lot of people like to say they do, but I'm telling you that I am the only one that actually gets deep in the woods for 5 to 10 days straight. Like you have Tim Fasano in Florida. He's another Bigfoot hunter, and he goes out in the woods all the time, but he goes 20 foot in the woods.
What about? Hey Rick, what about the toys that you found in the den? Was that part of the? Was that? All right, so that was the prank, right? So that was pure prankness there. That it was a baby eater.
Exactly. Anybody with a little bit of common sense could realize, hey, this guy is trying to pull your leg, but the people decided to fly and drive across country to see the baby Bigfoot from a known super hoaxer, from the most hated person in the Bigfoot community, the non-trustworthy scam artist that you still get on a plane and go. That just proves that you believe me.
I gotta say, those guys were some suckers, man. You know, I probably cost them some money and all that, but man, to really, you know, go through with it all without.
Well, and Rick, I mean,
suckers.
you know that because of the prior hoax thing, you know there's still going to be people that are not going to believe you.
Right at this point, yeah, until they see some proof.
But you act like you don't even care because you know what you got, and you know
that's a good.
It's just like you totally don't care what people think.
DJ Yoshi wants to know: Are you going to continue tracking Bigfoot? Of course.
Well, my next plan, when I get the good money, is trying to catch one alive. And I do believe that I would be the first one to do that too, because no one else can afford it, and no one else has the ideas that I have. I was the only man ever to kill one, and I do believe that I am the only man ever to actually catch one on film. I believe that all these other ones are fake and hoaxes.
Do you really?
Wasn't
there one recently up in Canada? Something going on? Have you heard about that one? Someone told me the other day. Something going on up in Canada that they had one maybe caught or something.
There's this guy named Timber Giant Bigfoot, and he's a hoaxer. He says that he filmed a guy in a costume, the back of a Bigfoot, and he's like walking up to this thing, and just gets 10 feet from him, and then when you're fixing to see the good shot, the camera just flies away because they don't want you to see the suit, and it's cut like 5 or 10 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the classic shaky. You know, of course, you're going to be an amateur video is going to shake, but it's always so shaky and so not focused in on where it should be, and when it's obvious it's a hoax. When
I asked him to release the unedited version without the cut, and he wouldn't do it. He said, "Oh, that's just when I got scared, so I cut it out." No. That's when your buddy in the damn suit, you can see that it's a suit, and that's why you cut it out.
I'll tell you why I tend to believe you. Well, this is why I tend to believe you, Rick, because I think now, I mean, you're in pretty deep now. You know what I mean? When you're selling videos of the load up of the body, and I mean, you've got probably. You've already got tour dates and cities set up, and I mean you're in pretty deep now. So I can, there'd be some kind of like big legal ramification now if it wasn't true, wouldn't it?
Oh hell yeah! 100%. If I don't produce a body, oh my God!
That's what I mean. I mean that's why I wanted you on here, because I saw what you were doing, and I said, this guy's telling the truth. If I mean, you're going this far with everything. When I saw the tour dates memo that you put out too, I was like, wow, this is really happening. And that it's so cool you're coming on Basement Radio Network and talking about it too, because I'm sure in the next few months, 3 months, it's going to be all over all the major networks. So if you ever want to come track Bigfoot in Illinois, let us know. We'll meet up with you and we'll have some beers and we'll help you out. So,
yeah. Well, we're going to all 50 states, and we will definitely be through Illinois. Definitely.
That's great. Yeah, if you come through Chicago or St. Louis,
Springfield,
man, we'll meet up with you.
Or we're in Springfield.
Yeah, so we can set up a date for you in Springfield probably if you need us to. So let us know.
Springfield's right on the way between Chicago and St. Louis.
Right,
so.
It's a capital city. You can stop by here on like a weekday or something. So, no, very cool, Rick. So, I don't want to take up, much more of your time, buddy. it's getting late, and I can't believe that you've gone through and really explained so much to us, and it's so cool to talk to you, man.
Well, I really appreciate you giving me this chance, man, because a lot of people are getting misinformation of the haters. Now, these haters, bro, are vicious. They post my address. They post my tag number. They post pictures of my front door. They do all kinds of stuff. They call the law and say that I'm doing this, and that. They do everything they can, and they lie doing it. But luckily, the law enforcement and all this, people see the bullshit.
Well, haters, get ready, man. That's for sure. That's what Yoshi said. And let me say too, to the Bigfoot community that I know is going to be watching the videos of this, you guys need to get behind Rick Dyer. And for once, in the Bigfoot community, you guys need to unite and all get behind this man, and give him a chance before when you deal with people in life, face to face, you take people at their word. That's the old ways. You take people at their word, and then if you find out they're lying to you, then you deal with that. You know what I mean? So at this point, these people need to get behind you, man. And,
well, like I said, just talking to him in person like this has made me a lot more of a believer, and
right,
I'm ready for it.
Bubba's a ghost researcher, so he's Mr. Skeptical guy, So that's why I wanted him in on the interview tonight, also because he has the paranormal background. This is somewhat similar, the paranormal things.
Well, I appreciate both of y'all, and Frank and everybody wants me to say about all my DVDs are for sale on BigfootToday.com, and I'm just ready for this to come out, bro, and I'm ready to laugh in everybody's face and see
right.
They hate it that Rick Dyer, the former hoaxer, did this.
Yeah,
do you have a Facebook?
That's the biggest part of it. Yeah, he does. We're friends with him on there.
Okay.
For sure.
I need to get that too.
BigfootToday.com, right, Rick?
Yes, BigfootToday.com and BigfootTracker.com, and you should also like me on my Facebook fan page, Rick Dyer. I already got 3,500 hits in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome. We'll definitely put those links up for you. And go to BigfootToday.com and buy Rick's video, because it's going to support his tour. He needs the funding. He needs the help, man. So, go buy that video and spend the $200, and you can see the actual body being loaded up in the truck. Correct, Rick?
That is correct.
When it ships.
It will ship when it sells 100. We are at 73 right now.
Very cool.
But a former team member asked for a refund. And then, and then he tried to buy it back. And I want to tell him.
Well, let's hope some of our listeners can get in there and grab up some of those copies. So get in there if you guys want to see this and see the truth.
You did say you was going to post some things on our Facebook.
What's that?
Louder.
Yeah. Did you said something about posting a few things on our Facebook?
Yeah, I will post the links and stuff on your Facebook page if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, for that drawing of the Bigfoot that you said is rather close to it.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll do that as soon as I get off.
Okay. And Rick, one more time, tell us about your schedule coming up again with the pay-per-view event and the press conference and the actual review. What are the dates all on that? One last time.
Okay, I will get the body in my possession on December 1st. I will have a party / pay-per-view on December 12th, and you will see the body there. And also, the press conference will be December 15th, and the body will be on display there for the world to see. And I guarantee you that there's going to be more cameras in that press conference than anything you've ever seen before.
Now,
Wow,
at this party, are there already famous people or important people that's invited to this party?
Yes. I can't tell you the famous people, but I can tell you the real important people. One guy named Derek Randalls is coming. He is not in the Bigfoot community, but he is respected by everyone in the Bigfoot community. He really goes out and hunts and tracks Bigfoot, and he never has one bad thing to say about anybody. That's why I love him to death, and that's why I invited him. Also, Tim Pisano from the Bigfoot community is coming to the party, and all my team. And there's going to be a couple of real famous people there, and a couple of surprises.
But no
hoaxes.
No news crews till the 15th, right?
Huh?
But no news crews or anything like that. No media until the 15th.
No media until the 15th. But once we do the 12th, I'm sure the media will get wind out of it and start reporting on the 12th. You know, the 12th is going to be a big deal too, man. Because you will see the body on the pay-per-view, guaranteed 100%.
Wow.
Cool.
Very, very cool.
Well, thank you for talking to us, and
Yeah, thank you so much, Rick, man, and good luck to you with all this. And we will we'll keep in touch if you're going to be all big and famous here in through a couple of months, but maybe we could check back with you sometime next year when you're not so busy or something, and try to get another interview with you.
Absolutely, I never forget my friends, and you can ask anybody that. So,
Thank you so much.
yes,
man.
thank you.
And if you come through, Illinois, man, we'll definitely have a steak on the grill for you, buddy.
No,
maybe some ribs.
as I say, got to be some
ribs. Yeah, definitely some ribs. Hey, and don't forget about the book I did. You just cut me in on that, a little percentage.
Absolutely, and we need investors, y'all.
Right.
We need investors. Your contribution will be paid back many times fold. I guarantee you that. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Rick. We salute you, brother, and good luck to you, man. We'll talk to you next year. Good luck, brother.
Hey, thank you, sir. Hey, thank y'all.
Yep.
Have a good
Good
night.
luck.
Bye.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The best mother effing Bigfoot tracker alive right there. I mean, let's face it. Man.
That was
exact
awesome.
quotes from teamtracker.com, bigfoottoday.com. Go buy the videos. Go support this guy, man. And the Bigfoot community, get behind this guy. Come on, man.
Like I said, he's making me a little bit more of a believer now. I mean, when you actually get to talk to him and ask questions and hear the way he it does not sound like someone who's talking bullshit.
Yoshi
to
and
me.
Mike. Yoshi's in the house. What's up, dude? Sorry I didn't get
What's
to even
going
say
on?
hello to you, man.
What's going on?
Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop the
he just
recording
said that
here,
with,
everybody.
with much
Real quick.
enthusiasm, much
Thanks for listening.
passion.
We're going to keep talking. I'm sorry, Yoshi.
Good.
We're going to keep talking. I'm just going to stop the recording real quick, man, and we'll. Thanks for listening, everybody. Go. Make sure you check out teamtracker.com, bigfoottoday.com. Go get the videos. Go support this guy,
Get it now.
Hell yeah.
and be on the lookout for the pay-per-views and get that DVD right now. What are you waiting for?
And check out Rick Dyer's in his fan page on
Yep,
Facebook.
get on his Facebook. Get on our Facebook. We'll post all the links for you. And you Team Tracker guys, put some links up in the chat room for us if you can, for anybody still hanging in there. A lot of people.
I want to see this photo. Or
Incredible
this,
the amount of people
this,
listening tonight.
sketching of
Yeah,
what
the
he says
sketch. He
looks
said it's
similar.
accurate. You heard that here on the
He
show,
said it's
dude.
very
And
the
how
closest-
big he is. He saying about as big as Bubba, huh?
Shit, bigger.
Bigger than Bubba.
Got
Bigfoot.
Over
Got-
8 foot,
Yeah.
800
Hank could-
pounds.
He
Damn.
looks like an old man.
He said Andre the Giant size. I mean, Hank could whoop Bubba's ass.
Multicolored. I know
All
a
right.
couple people.
We're gonna stop the
multi-
recording. Thanks everybody. These will be on YouTube. Check them out. See ya.